Throughout the history of sports, there's been no shortage of scumbags to own sports teams. Many of them made their fortunes in cutthroat industries rife with corruption and backstabbing. So it's no surprise that they bring that same energy to their sports team. And when it comes time to move a team or get what they want, the scumbag owner follows the same playbook every time.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, and fuck you, I'm out.
Let's look at what it takes to over an entire city. Step 1, start losing. If you've ever been in a breakup or a divorce, the easiest thing to do, especially if you're the one who wants to break up, is to get the other person to not like you. In most relationships, that comes in the form of cutting off sex or emotional availability. In sports, it's simply losing. Let's look at some teams who have moved recently or plan to move and their records leading up to their departures. When it came time for Dean Spanos to divorce the city of San Diego, the tank was fully in place. In 2013 and 2014, the team was over 500, but in 2015 and 2016, the team went 4-12 and 5-11, respectively. They let their Hall of Fame quarterback go and already started stacking high draft picks. They drafted Joey Bosa, left town, and then added Justin Herbert. The Oakland Raiders followed the same playbook, but not when they moved from LA to Oakland. They were 9-7 in 1994. But from 2017 to 2019, they put up a total of 17 wins against 31 losses before moving to Sin City in 2020. The Seattle Sonics took pissing off their fans to the extreme. After a conference semis run in 2005, they put up 35 and 31 win seasons, then fully tanked in 2007 to 2008 to the tune of 20 and 62, making it easy for them to leave. You would think that the Oakland A's would be exempt from this list, given that they invented the concept of Moneyball and doing more with less. Time and time again, it looked like they would win enough to keep the fans happy. Unfortunately, things have gotten ugly. In 2022 and 2023, the team went 60-102 and 50-112 respectively. This after 4 consecutive winning seasons, 3 of which were playoff berths. Their attendance dwindled from 1.6 million fans in 2019 to a paltry 787,000 in 2022 after the team cut their payroll in half from 94 million to 50 million in a giant fuck you to their loyal fans. This is the case for every team I just listed. Losing, along with rumors of moving, drove attendance down. That's what losing does. You would think that intentionally losing money would make a skinflint owner's skin crawl, but it's a normal sacrifice they have to make for greener pastures. And as attendance figures drop, it leads to the next phase. Step 2, blame the fans. Well, with pictures like this, of course it has to be the fans' fault, right? Even as early as 2018, when the team was winning, the Oakland A's realized they had an attendance problem. Their own players were pleading with fans to come to their games.
I just want to use this time also to just encourage people in Oakland to come out, man. All the fans and support we could get, we could really appreciate it. I just wish we could get some more people out here, man. We're fun to watch, and we really want our fans to come out and support us. It'd be great.
In a recent Washington Post article, A's owner John Fisher stated that the fans were a key reason that he was relocating the A's to Las Vegas. Yeah, man, the fans who showed up when your team was intentionally losing are the problem. Yes, ultimately fan attendance figures and lack of support is a key reason teams move, but let's list out the things that the A's did to cause that support to wane. They doubled their season ticket prices. They don't retain any of their top talent. They have the lowest, most pathetic payroll in the league, and their stadium is absolute shite. It's almost like the plot of the movie Major League, except John Fisher isn't a showgirl.
Here's a list of the players we'll be inviting to camp.
This guy here is dead.
Cross him off then.
Even Commissioner Rob Manfred joined in on the fan dunking, saying their attendance has never been outstanding. Now, this step isn't exclusive to teams that are looking to relocate. Cincinnati Reds president Phil Castellini famously blamed the fans for not coming out to the ballpark when he asked them where are they gonna go in 2022. The team finished 62-100. The Houston Oilers, the San Diego Chargers, Oakland Raiders, and especially the Arizona Coyotes all put it on their fans for not coming out to see their intentionally mediocre products ahead of their relocations. However, in going back to step one, who wants to see a losing product? In most divorces, it's pretty uncommon for a partner to leave when the other one is doing really well. But the team sucking isn't enough for the scumbag owner to get what they want. They have to go to the next phase. Step 3, start beef with the city. This step is twofold. The owner lets the team's aging stadium fall into disrepair, driving attendance down, and then has the audacity to turn around and blame both the fans and the city for the stadium's woes. Probably the best example of this was the dispute between the Arizona Coyotes and the cities of Phoenix and Glendale. When the Winnipeg Jets arrived in Arizona in 1995, their new home, the America West Arena, wasn't great for hockey. It was built for basketball. I mean, who plans to have a hockey team in the literal desert? So in 2003, the city of Glendale built an arena partially with taxpayer dollars to lure the Yotes further away from downtown. It worked, however, after 20 years, the relationship began to sour. On paper, it looks like the city of Glendale chose not to renew their lease, but in reality, the Coyotes were a terrible tenant. They repeatedly missed payment after payment, operated at a heavy cost to the city itself, and for the most part, treated their fans and the municipality like shit. Finally, billionaire owner Anthony Murillo moved the team out of Gila to a tiny 5,000-seat Mullet Arena, a college venue, as more or less of an even bigger fuck you to all of Phoenix. Both the A's, Chargers, and Rams pulled similar stunts. The A's situation is a little more complicated as the city of Oakland overplayed their hands in dealing with the team, but nonetheless, the beef ripped open irreparable seams that John Fisher wasn't really interested in fixing. The Chargers demanded the right-leaning city of San Diego build them a stadium with taxpayer funds. That didn't fly, so he moved in with this guy, Stan Kroenke, who also demanded St. Louis build him a stadium with mostly taxpayer funds, to which they agreed to do, but then he backed out, and like a dickbag ex, he built the most expensive stadium ever with his own money, but also got sued by St. Louis and lost because his bullshit was so egregious that it was obvious, and all he did was stroke a check for $750 million, and it was done for. Now, in some cases, this phase can lead to kissing and making up. Teams like the Penguins, Pirates, and Bills were all appeased by cities caving in, like a parent at Disney World when their kid screams for that cotton candy. The teams got shiny new stadiums, and nobody gets hurt. But all of this leads to step 4. Fuck the taxpayer. On the list of most highly subsidized stadiums that were paid for by the localities they are situated in, several of them were built before or within 2 years of a new team arriving from a different city. The Barclays Center received $511 million taxpayer dollars, 50% of the project, to bring the Nets to Brooklyn. Allegiant Stadium received $750 million, 39% in taxpayer money, to receive the Raiders. And National Park, which was built after the Expos moved to Washington, D.C., was 100% funded by taxpayers to the tune of over $600 million. This is like alimony for an ex who did all the cheating. And why wouldn't these owners accept this free money? In fact, many teams use the implication of relocation to get new stadiums all the time. But the fact that cities do it to lure existing teams just seems a little twisted. But you could say, the city gets a team, fine, but what if you aren't a sports fan at all, or a tourist paying taxes so that some billionaire saves money, or a school teacher that hasn't gotten a raise in 5 years? Now that we have a new stadium being built with a 50% discount, let's pack up our stuff, announce the new team and logo, and do the final step of the playbook. Step 5, win immediately. Remember all that tanking and losing designed to alienate the old fan base? Well, those were the sets in the gym in advance of a team's glow up. Look at the history of teams moving to new cities and winning pretty much right away. The Rams went to 2 Super Bowls following their move to LA, winning the second in 2021, which is crazy because it only took them 3 years to win a Super Bowl when they came from Los Angeles to St. Louis. The Carolina Hurricanes won a cup within a decade after moving from Hartford. And though they didn't win ships, the Sonics started winning after they became the Thunder, and so did the Nets when they went to Brooklyn. And heck, the most famous relocation of all time, the Brooklyn Dodgers to LA, saw them go from the heartbreak team to dominating the league, winning multiple rings on the West Coast. Now for the Hornets, well, every rule has an exception. New locations for teams and owners often represent a renewed interest in winning and investment into the team. Of course, you would want the best product out there for the new fans, just like you're the best version of yourself in a new relationship. That sheen comes off after a while, and then it's time for the scumbag owner to repeat the process. Remember, the A's used to be in Philadelphia. This isn't their first rodeo. Until next time.